Today, we talk about... You were not the first person to tease me for that. I don't even have, like, lights in my room. People are like, dude, this guy can't afford a fucking light bulb.
Like, joke's on you, and then you have an entire closet full of lamps.
Alright. I think... Hopefully it doesn't fall. Okay.
What do you guys talk about on the show?
Oh, you'll see.
Pornography.
Lots of porn.
Porno podcast.
Lots of porn. Okay. Get this going, and we are cooking. Boom. All right.
That's fancy.
So, yeah. So we sync the sound. All right. So 7:13. Cool. All right. So welcome back. Episode Still Don't Know. Just got yours all up. Well, most of the parts. So welcome back, Ethan. But
yes.
We also have a special guest. Introduce yourself. Why don't you?
Hey, my name is Aline.
Talking to the mic here.
Oh, talking to this.
Don't worry about them. They'll see all this, but we'll just have a conversation.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're gonna be distracted by me flossing my teeth.
There you go. Most importantly. So I am also a budding comic, and I'm at Sadra going to open mics, and I've known Ethan for a little bit. And my day job is grad student, so this is kind of a
Here at the
hobby.
University of Iowa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a little confusing for me because when I met you, I think I literally met you my first ever time on stage ever. Yeah.
I think so. Penguins?
Yeah. Yep, at
Yeah.
Penguins. And then you came up to me like, oh, that's so cool. I'm also in medical school. I was like, oh, that's great. But
I'll
then...
be right back.
Cool.
Go for
But then I realized, getting to know you better, that you also are doing graduate work stuff. So where are you so far in that stuff?
So I'm in something called a medical scientist training program.
Is that one of those MD, PhD things? Okay.
Yep. So I'm in my 5th year. So I've done the first years of med school, and now I'm in my 3rd year of grad school.
So you did the first 2 ass years, my least
Yeah.
two favorite. Actually, no, 3rd year is my least favorite, so you're in for a treat.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know how University of Iowa is set up, but at my medical school, they had all the lectures posted online. So you could literally stay at home. I did nothing. I just sat at home for like 5.5 weeks of the 6-week theme, and then I would just cram at double speed all the lectures at home, you know.
Yeah.
And then your 3rd year, and both years were just miserable. But then I get to my 3rd year of medical school, and all of a sudden you have to go in, and you have to go in early, especially on surgery. And I'm just like, and then go home and study, and I'm just like, I
Yeah.
want to kill myself. So, yeah, what's your experience been so far with your first 2 years?
So when I interviewed here, it was before they changed the curriculum over. And I knew that they were changing the curriculum, like condensing certain lectures, shortening it from 2 years to 1.5 years so that people can have more time on the wards. But when I interviewed, it was kind of like that. Like I was told that some people like never come to campus, like they get all their lectures, remotely, and then we have something called Panopto. So they will actually like audio and video record all the lectures and then post those online.
So were you still going to class?
Well, so I interviewed, got in, and then I deferred for a year.
Mm.
And then when I finally got here, they had switched over.
I gotcha.
And so there were a ton more like small groups. And so essentially, like at least a few times a week, I had to come to campus because I'd have, a small group meeting, whatever. So basically that wasn't true.
Right.
I had to come to class.
So were you so miserable from that you started looking into comedy? Is that what happened?
When did I start looking into comedy? It was the summer of 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, actually it was a friend of mine who took the theater department class for stand-up, who told me about Hitchhike, and then I started going to Hitchhike.
I love how there's a class for stand-up. Did you know about this?
I did. I never took it though.
Oh, you did?
It's a natural.
Of course.
So that was May of 2017, you said?
June, July.
Or June, July. And then when was the first time you actually took the stage?
Actually, I think it was that July.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I didn't for a really long time.
Why? Because you bombed?
No, I went okay, but
You saw Ethan, you're like, oh, I can't match
I wasn't
this.
doing that.
Oh, that was even before
really?
you?
Yeah, I
Okay,
started
all
in
right.
November of 2017.
No kidding.
Okay. So you're ahead of both of us.
I guess so.
You are the veteran amongst us. That's cool.
I don't know why. I guess I just got really shy. But it was like Hitchhike was really nice. It was like really like well attended, and like the group was.
That was
really
when Austin and
Alosha.
Jessica were
Oh.
doing it, right?
Yes, Jessica was still here.
Okay.
It was hosted by Alosha Robinson and Lindsay Harney.
Okay.
I think both of them since have moved to Chicago.
Yeah,
right?
I've seen Lindsay a couple times, but
Because she has family here.
yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed Hitchhike has just been like your typical average New York open mic, just a few comics, and that's about it. So you're saying it was not like
I mean,
that?
they would have crowds of people.
Really?
Yeah, like
Huh.
it would be spilling over into the rest of the coffee shop.
Right.
So.
Well, also the thing is, they are friendly and nice and have friends that will come.
That was my next assumption.
Us down.
I was gonna say, man, this is the weird thing with this Iowa scene. It's incredible that people even show up to this thing, because I literally only found out about Penguins because I was just looking for something to do, and I saw that Penguins was having open mics on Wednesdays. So like that's why I showed up. But and then I started meeting you guys, and then the rest is history. But it just surprises me, like. Granted, week to week it changes, but a lot of times there's a lot of people at the crowd. And I'm just like, how did you even hear about this? I see no promotion, no Facebook vomiting. I see no, like where's all the promotion come from?
Oh well,
understand.
I think the selling point is they sell booze.
Yeah.
But they sell booze every week.
Yeah, but they don't sell booze at Hitchhike.
Oh,
They
you're
sell
saying the
coffee.
comparison
So
there? Yeah.
the more people come to Yacht and Penguins because. They're there to get drunk, and they're like, "Oh, comedy, all right," and then they stay because they don't want to be rude to the people that are coming up.
Unless it's a group of frat guys, am I right?
Yeah, well, then you're rude to them because they earned it.
I like those guys. All right, so how long of a break did you take before you came back to it?
It was I would say like a year and a half.
Okay.
I didn't regularly start going up actually until this past January.
Gotcha.
And it was-
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was Jameson Cox actually. When we became friends,
I
we
know
hate him so much.
he hates being brought up by name too. He's like, don't ever mention me by name again. So this goes out to you, Jameson. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so when we became friends, and he found out that like I don't just go, like I have stuff written down. He like started like peer pressuring me into going up, and it was like kind of rough the first few times, but like you have to go up to get better.
Yep.
And it really does work. Like you can see the progress I think over.
He pressured you like the rest of his body pressures his knees.
Is that a fat joke?
He's fat.
That's some low hanging fruit.
He is also big.
He is a tall. What is
Yeah,
he?
big guy.
6'4", 6'5"?
Something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Cool guy. Miss him.
320 pounds, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've definitely noticed you've gotten much better
Oh, hey.
since I first started seeing you, and I feel like your strength personally is the biggest laughs I've seen you get are whenever you engage the crowd. So like anytime some dude says something or you retort back, zing. So I feel like you need to hone that, and that's gonna be like.
I do enjoy that part. It's
Yeah.
nice when we have an audience that interacts. And sometimes, like, it's so variable
I wish
week
they
to
wouldn't.
week.
really
You
wish
don't
they
like
wouldn't.
that?
Actually, this is a good
Really?
debate: hecklers versus.
I mean, I understand
Pros
it,
and
but it's
cons,
like
yeah.
it's like if I'm working on something new, it's like, oh right, I'm already fumbling through this piece of shit.
They don't know
You're
that,
already,
though.
Yeah, you're throwing me off my already terrible rhythm. I need to just knock it off. Let this bomb, and then let me be mad at you for it bombing. That's
Fair
how.
The crowd is never on your, like, you're never on their, or no, they're never on your good side is what I should say. I feel like
I
there's
disagree.
nothing the audience can do to get on your good side.
Oh well.
Oh, you mean him specifically, for
Yeah.
sure.
I
for
did
sure.
pretty well Friday night in Davenport.
Yeah.
They liked me.
How was that?
It was fun.
What was going on
Yeah.
there?
A show.
Very nice.
That's
I did all
Charles
right.
Taylor's thing, right?
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
There were probably 25, 30 people.
Any hecklers there?
No.
No.
Oh, there was this one chick who kept making little asides, but I just kept ignoring her.
That's what I'm saying. You can't just do that even on
Also,
like
like
these.
that room, the room was like it says in a bar, so like the stage was up at the window, which is right on the sidewalk. So you got that, and then there were a couple. So here's the stage. There were like a couple tables here, and then there's like a no man's land,
Right.
like in the Battle of the Somme, right there. Nobody's sitting there, and then the rest of the crowd's back by the bar. So
Okay.
there was like a VIP area with nobody in it.
Isn't that typically how it goes?
I mean, it was. I did okay. It was fun. I had fun.
I've never been there. It's Broken Saddle.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you kind of how it's set up, and that sounds like it's a little bit weird.
It's just a bar.
Yeah.
Think of like it's kind of like yacht only on ground level, and it's thinner.
Oh.
Set up like exactly the same.
Oh, all right, cool.
And the door would be right next to the stage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've never been. How far is it from here? Or
It's in
from
Moline, so did I say Davenport earlier?
Yeah.
It's all the same. It's in
They call it the
Moline.
Quad Cities.
Yeah, it's all that. Depending on where you're at, you just call that whole area the closest city to you, and Davenport's the closest to me.
Gotcha.
But it's in Moline, so from Cedar Rapids, an hour and a half, hour
Interesting.
and 20.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
really?
about sense. Typical for this area.
Yeah.
Where else have you done stand-up? Cedar Rapids, Iowa City.
I did an open mic in DC once.
Oh, nice. How'd that go?
Um,
Any hecklers?
Actually, like well enough. Everyone was really nice. I got away with telling someone their cat.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Nice.
They really liked
I could see that going very well. Yeah,
Yeah.
see? I
Did
knew
they
it.
like
I
it
knew
too
it.
much? They like good idea.
Maybe. We'll
I
never
don't know. There's no way to tell. There's no
Yeah.
way to tell. It all
There is
sounds
one
the
way to
same.
tell.
If they're fucking a cat.
Yeah. Ask the cat.
Yeah, good idea.
Are you gonna bleep that F word or?
No, what? Oh, do you not want to be associated with that?
That's all right.
I was gonna say you. Did you know there's a I don't know if it's a bar or not, but there's a comedy club / spot in Boston that it promotes heckling, like it encourages heckling, and
Oh
the
my
idea
God.
is you're
See?
supposed to use it as a.
I believe that's called Boston.
The
very
whole
possible.
city
It's
of
just the
Boston is
whole-
that club.
But yeah, it's very. I like the idea because I feel like it's just another skill set, just like crowd work, just like joke telling, just like whatever,
That's
Yeah.
that's the open mic where the crowd can be hacks.
fair. But you could argue if they've been doing it for that long,
Yeah.
and they get some
Like,
regulars
they
in
have
there.
they have to go there. That's the Heckler Open Mic.
Right.
So they go there to become better hecklers.
Actually, I don't even know that it's an open mic. I think I'm pretty sure it's like a legit show, and
my
the
God.
idea of the theme of the
Okay,
show
if
is
it's a legit show, okay, that
Yeah.
sounds cool.
yeah, because like legit comics are going out, so I doubt
Okay.
they're doing it as an open mic.
Oh God, that would be horrendous.
Maybe,
so
maybe
bad.
not. I don't know. I have a friend who constantly heckles. That's like his thing, which is
Yeah.
just so stupid. But
You
that's
should
just his thing.
constantly punch him in the face.
Yeah, right.
Is he like mean about it?
Oh, very, very.
Really?
He's the kind of guy who.
Do you think I could beat him up?
Probably not.
Could the
Probably
three of
not.
us together beat him up?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, then we should.
What's his name and address?
Oh yeah, he's featured very heavily on the podcast. If you ever make it out to New York, I'll introduce you. His name is Zach.
All right, I'll beat him up.
But
In your apartment.
his
With your shoes.
his
With the
first.
There's enough that you just won't ever.
Yeah.
Oh, he hates shoes. So you'll have the
I
ball.
like him already.
Yeah, so-
All the more
We're the
erotic.
same person.
Right, yeah, he's also very bitter. Everything sucks type of guy.
That's rude. Do I have better abs?
Probably yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's
All right.
a heavy drinker.
All right.
Heavy
All
drinker.
right. We're best friends.
Yeah, but yeah, his literal first open mic, we were put in the last group out of like 50 comics. He literally heckled every comic leading up to his set,
Jeez.
and then he got kicked off stage. Surprise! Yeah.
I was gonna
So-
say, how did he not get kicked out?
Oh yeah, he
Way before that.
not even because of that, but yeah, he was getting glares all the time. But anyway, yeah, I think there's just a special breed of people that like enjoy that heckle thing.
It's called cunts.
Yeah. That's definitely
Capital
a
C.
part of it. Yeah.
And S.
So I feel like if he were to ever do his own show, it would have to be like a heckler-friendly show, which I think you would love yourself. I think again, your retorts are A1. Yeah.
That is, I am happy that like typically when people speak out to me, it usually seems to go well.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. I've definitely noticed.
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't seem like when they talk to me, it's because they're mad about what I said.
Well, you do take strong positions.
Well, yeah,
so.
but with you, they're just like, oh, here's an aside.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I'll fuck your dad.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how
And
it
you
goes.
say it like as a joke, and I say it like, no, I'm going to hold your dad down. Fuck him.
Oh, this is the beautiful thing about comedy, man. There's like literally two opposing styles. I shouldn't even say that. It's not even that. It's just like you
We're in
both.
constant competition.
Well, you both not even competition, but you both give off such a different energy on the stage. It's like night and
That's
day,
true.
You know?
You're not like that in real life. Ethan is. You're
He's a
not like
sweetheart.
grumpy in real life.
I'm a coward. Yes, you're right.
That's not exactly what I was going for, but like you really embrace like the curmudgeon,
Yeah.
persona on stage.
Or
Old man Ginger.
Or who's the real one, Batman or Bruce Wayne?
I don't know.
I would
Yeah.
argue Batman is the real Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Talk
Really?
to
So
me.
maybe I'm the real me is the asshole.
Oh, I see
on
what you're doing.
stage,
I see what you're doing.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who also fights crime
And is a millionaire? Is that what you're saying?
and has a huge dick.
What
They
if?
never talk about that
They
in the
never
movie. We don't know
Yeah, I
about
was
that.
gonna
Well,
say.
you've
point in
never.
particular.
I watched him bang Gordon's daughter on a rooftop in a movie once.
Wait, what?
What's her name?
Commissioner-
Oracle. Before she becomes Oracle, Batgirl. Commissioner
What movie
Gordon's
was this?
daughter. This is the.
Oh, is this the new DC comic ones?
No, this was like in the comic.
Oh, in the
Oh, this
This was
comic.
Comic.
literally in the
Oh, I
comic.
thought
They
you
made a
meant
movie.
it's,
Killing Joke.
Huh? Is it a cartoon?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yep.
neither.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Interesting.
Jameson hates it.
Oh, really?
He does because he's a super comic book nerd because he's a virgin. But it's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you say
Mark
so.
Hamill's great.
I feel like I heard about this because it's a very recognizable title.
Yeah, it's how the Joker becomes the Joker. They show and how Oracle becomes paralyzed. She gets shot by the Joker in the spine. But
Okay.
I would argue it's because Batman banged her too hard on that rooftop in the rain.
Well, I would love to hear some.
Either way, that'll do it.
I'd love to hear some fan theories in the comments if you guys could fill
That's
us
exactly
in.
what happened to Franklin Roosevelt as well.
What?
Batman fucked him so hard.
It wasn't really polio.
Yeah, he lost functioning motor skills.
Coming from the
Polio
history
was the less
buff here.
embarrassing version of that story.
Yeah. And then he became president.
Well, as most heroes' tales go, adversity is required.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And being very rich.
And having lots of cousins.
Yes. Lots of cousins to marry.
Wait, no, that's
And
Spencer's joke,
cheat
isn't it?
on their cousins.
Okay, out of all the Roosevelts, all right, let's
Dive
picking
in.
sides here. If
Okay.
you got to take Teddy, Franklin, and Eleanor out of the coolest, Eleanor's the coolest.
What?
Yeah.
She's just the best. She's the most laid back. She's like,
She's such a
oh, I have self-esteem issues. And then she's like, I'm the best first lady in history. Get the fuck out of here. I outlived all of them. My dad was an alcoholic. My uncle was Teddy.
Yeah.
She outlived
Teddy
all
was
of them.
pretty cool.
Teddy was
pretty
cool.
I would
He
argue
was a
Teddy,
bad-
personally,
Teddy's a
but-
badass,
Yeah, but not
he's
cool.
like macho badass.
Right. Isn't that
Whereas
technically
Eleanor
cool?
is like, she'd lay back and like, she didn't smoke, but she'd lay back and smoke a cigarette and you'd be like, oh yeah, she's cool.
Are there like schools of thought on which is the coolest Roosevelt? Because
He would know.
I don't know, but I've read a lot.
Oh, that's right. You studied history.
He's a history
I did.
buff.
I'm the
Yeah.
odd man out. You guys are real smart. I'm fake smart.
Whoa. Who said that?
I did. I said it.
Okay.
Self-proclaimed,
As
yeah.
long as we establish that you said
I'm
it.
gonna cite my sources. Me.
Speaking of which,
You have a doctorate in farts, and then you're gonna cure cancer.
yeah, I was going to
So-
segue back into that. What do you know what you want to do?
I'm leaning towards path.
Okay. I can see that. You have a very path persona.
I don't know if that I
Is
should
that
take that as an
pathological?
insult.
Is that short for
No,
That's exactly
pathology.
Oh, well,
So the people where,
it's this from the same thing. I was close.
well,
I
the
was in the
technical
neighborhood.
term,
Might have been a block or two over,
You
but I was
were
close.
you were on the street. It's like when I go into the butts and I pull out little pieces of tissue, I send it to her and she looks at it under the microscope and then tells me what's going on.
Oh, she's like, this is a brick. How did that get in there?
Yeah, exactly.
Or I send you the batteries to replace the vibrator.
That's right,
along
that's
it.
right.
Okay. It's a nice callback.
Rechargeable one, hopefully, to save the earth while massaging that prostate.
Yeah, it's
That's what I say.
it's a very hands off approach as far as like being away from patients,
Yeah.
as opposed to me where like I'm doing nothing but being with people all day.
Doing nothing but butts.
Hey, nice. See, but if I had made that joke, it would have been corny. God damn it.
How many times has corn fallen out of the butts that you've been in?
In Iowa, not very. Actually, I take that back. I've seen
Surprising.
several corn kernels
Really?
Several, yeah. Not enough to be like noteworthy, but I've seen a couple.
But
Like
were they
3.
chewed?
No, they were like whole kernels.
Did you say, hey, buddy, chew your food? To solve the problem.
I feel the evolution of a joke coming here. I gotta figure this out. Yeah.
Wake him up from the anesthesia. Your whole fucking arms up there. And you're like, hey, you don't swallow the cobs, bucko.
Oh man.
He's like, sorry, doc.
So Path, that's what they do. But
What made you go ahead?
no, I was gonna say I think Path is really appealing for the fact that like, with a PhD, it's the closest one to research. Kind of the closest one.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is the most scientific-like.
Yep.
I think.
And I've noticed, because while you stepped away, she was mentioning how she's doing. So I did an MD, so I went to college and I went straight to medical school. Mm-hmm. She did part of medical school, now is doing PhD stuff, and then is going to finish medical school. So she'll be an MD, PhD. So like a doctor.
I thought you had.
No, we talked about this.
Did we?
I'm not a PhD, I'm an MD.
Okay.
So I don't have like the science
I thought you
research.
had to get one to get the other.
No, you don't.
I thought it was like you have to get your master's
No,
to be able to
thank
get your
God
BS.
too, because that shit is miserable. No offense. Now,
Yeah,
she chose to do that because that lends itself to her. God bless her, because we need people like her. I'm just not built for it. Mm-hmm. Now, I say all that to say there are MD, PhDs that do end up going into clinical practice, like myself, and you would think that they're smarter and that they're better, but traditionally, every MD, PhD I've ever met in a clinical field is the worst. Like they just suck.
What do you mean by
Really?
the
Like
worst?
they can't handle the workload. They can't compartmentalize like patient care and doing an efficient job with history taking, making a diagnosis, making a treatment plan, boom, boom, boom. Like they can't do it. Like they can't do the job well. Because I feel like their brains are just so consumed with that theoretical science research stuff. So like their brain is there and not like, dude, what do we do with this paperwork? They're like they don't.
It's like the guy who comes to the comedy club and he's like, I make my friends laugh, and then he goes up on stage and he's like,
exactly. They can't execute.
I said this thing once.
Right.
It was funny when I said it.
When I thought of it in my head 30
said
times,
it was funny to the people I went to high school with. I'll be back next week.
I killed it. That was great.
And they come and go, how's my set? And you're like, Sadra, hold on.
Yeah, right. Well, hey,
Jeez.
I don't have the PhD. But no offense, but like this is just what I've noticed with numerous, I shouldn't say numerous, like this, a good 5 or 6 of them, where I noticed like, dude, you guys are just not getting this,
Yeah,
But
the flexibility of research, like being able to like take the time to like ask a question and then do the experiments that you want. Like I think clinical care is just so fast paced.
And it's just getting faster. It's just like if you aren't cut out to like get ish done, like it's not meant for you. Like
yeah, and it's only getting worse.
Yep.
Like not just to community hospitals, but like even academic research centers. Like the pressure to turn people over here is insane.
Yeah, I hear about people bitching about it all the time.
Yeah. So I don't know.
What do you mean turn people over? Just be like, hey, you got one, get out.
No, just like they're in the hospital, figure it out, get them out. Next patient.
Oh,
next
patients.
patient.
I
Yeah,
thought you meant
turnover.
students.
No,
Okay.
turnover.
Oh,
Turnover.
okay.
Because they want you to churn out more procedures, more histories and physicals, more discharges, more.
So
You
it's
got to
like-
generate money. You got to keep the
okay,
lights
so
on.
It's like getting, like cops have quotas that
Kinda.
they don't have.
Kind of. Yeah.
Or, sorry, quotas for. I'm again the odd man out. You guys aren't technically white. You kind of look it, but you're not technically white.
What about
I'm
that?
very
It's
ambiguous.
like cops. They have quotas.
I see what
for
you're saying. Yeah.
non-whites.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
So that's the trade.
I
don't
didn't
get
know we were going to
harassed
get
by
so
the police.
political here.
Are we?
Hey, this
Hey,
conversation
it's Iowa
goes
City.
wherever it goes.
We're in the majority right now.
That's true. Fair.
Man. Although I will say, I've noticed a lot more black people here than I anticipated in Iowa since I got out here.
What's that supposed to mean?
It just means I've seen more black people
Okay.
than I expected.
Fair
Iowa
enough.
City is it's decently diverse.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I guess every college town is that way, right? So.
Yeah, you
That's right.
drive 10 miles that way. They'll be like, what's a black? Here's my opinion on it. That's what they'll say.
Yeah, I could see that.
Have you guys ever heard Mark Norman's bit about like going to small towns and like they're so far behind they're still racist against other types of white people?
Yeah.
So good.
It sounds like a Mark Norman joke. I don't know if I've heard that one, but
Yeah.
I thought about but I think it's a bird joke. Or I heard him talk about it on his podcast. Like, the more pronounced the H in a word, the more racist they are. Like, isn't that somebody else's joke?
I can't.
It has to be.
I can't
That sounds
connect
like
it to
Bill Burr.
somebody.
It does, because
I don't- it doesn't sound Bill Burr to me, but-
That's a funny idea, and then I'm like, I don't think that's my idea.
Yeah.
I can't. I'll be honest with you. Just hearing Burr in my head, I can't picture him being the one to say it. But
I think he said
I would
it
not
on
be
a
surprised.
podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. His show is very, like, just
Just
stream of
rambles.
consciousness.
He rambles for an
storytelling.
hour. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's the whole point of these things.
Fantastic.
You know.
But he's by himself. He doesn't have
Yes.
kids.
So what do you guys think of that? Because I thought this was just whatever. Like I can literally sit down. The first few episodes of this podcast I did alone. I could sit down and talk for hours to myself.
Sure.
Some people I find out literally can't do that. I don't know where
Like,
you guys sit on
by
that.
themselves,
Like sit
they
by
can't
yourself, turn on a camera or turn on a recorder and just talk to yourself. Or do you feel like you're capable of that?
I'm 100% capable. Whether I would be like, I think people want to see this is probably on the no side.
Well, I guess you need both, right? But
Yeah. I talk to myself all the time. I
Yeah.
talk to myself for
Same.
45 minutes coming up to Iowa City today.
that's fair. You don't listen to
then I-
music on your commute?
I do sometimes. But I was running through my new jokes, which are gonna murder, and then talking to myself, going through jokes. Do you talk to yourself?
Yeah, definitely. In
Do
the
you-
lab, especially.
Do you mutter angrily when your Bluetooth headphones don't connect to your computer,
Oh, obviously.
That is
yeah.
the worst.
and then you start cursing in public?
Yeah.
And then you tell the chick that sticks your arm for donating plasma because you're poor. You're like, all right, I guess because I'm a decent person, I'm not going to watch this video because I don't watch videos without headphones in public. You ever met these people?
Oh, that's me.
Oh. Can't stand it.
Yeah.
I was at work. I work at a gas station, and I think she looked over like 45, so I'm assuming it was her grandson, but you never know because
Sure.
he looked like 5, so she could have been her son. He had his phone out up to his face, and he's playing a game, and it's on the volume all the way up,
Nice.
and he's walking through the whole store, and I am just judging this woman like
Yeah.
you're raising this kid.
Are you going to do
This
something
kid,
about this?
you
Yeah.
imagine what this kid's going to be like after his balls drop in 10 years and what the things he's going to say and he thinks is okay because you let him do this?
Do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So, do you remember that scene where the dude is on his Bluetooth headset, literally sitting next to Larry David at the restaurant, and he's just talking to whoever he's on the phone with? And so Larry David just starts fake talking louder than him to annoy him. Like, this guy sitting next to me just thinks he can talk on his Bluetooth because he's got his Bluetooth in. And then just
my
like
God.
finally drives the guy insane to like leave. But
That's amazing.
let me make an argument for having the volume on. I can't defend the kid with the full blast.
That's unacceptable.
But can I make an argument for if I'm sitting here having a conversation with you and you just happen to be sitting at the table next to us? Why is it that if I just had my phone about at the same volume, that's less
Are
acceptable?
you showing it? Are you showing
No,
her
I'm just by
something?
myself with my phone watching a video.
Like instead of
but
another
it's-
person, it's a phone.
But the volume is the same as this conversation that's going on right here. Would that be acceptable?
Do you have headphones in your pocket?
No.
Why? You have 750,000 pairs of shoes. You have $3.
Maybe I didn't bring it with me that day.
Well, then read. You watch stuff with subtitles on that are in English, a language you can understand, I assume.
What does that have to do with anything?
So obviously you like to read. Why don't you just read the article instead
I
of
hate
having,
reading. What are you
having
talking
Alexa
about?
tell you what's in it?
Wait, what? I hate reading.
I don't
Where'd
know.
that come from? Is this a new bit?
No, that was another thing I was talking to, because when I didn't have headphones, so I was just talking to the, whatever they're called. The ones that stick.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the-
yeah.
Phlebotomist.
Yeah, the yeah.
That one.
She
yeah.
puts flowers in my veins. I'm like, I hate people that do subtitles on shows. I think it's a. Do you watch TV with subtitles on?
Actually, I do.
Why?
I don't know.
I used to be. I stopped.
Okay, good. I shamed you out of it. All right, next time.
It depends.
This is unacceptable behavior.
It depends on the show.
No,
Game
it
of
doesn't.
Thrones, I have been doing it.
See, that's what the botanist chick said to me. She's like, I do it on Game of Thrones because they talk really quietly. I'm like,
They're
well, just
at-
turn it up. There's a volume button for a reason.
That's true.
I feel like you would turn it up because you want to understand the names better. That would be the reason I would turn up for something like Game of Thrones, because I'd be like, who are they talking about?
Also, some of them have thick accents.
Oh,
Thick
okay.
UK accents. So that I could
Gotcha.
understand wanting to put the subtitles.
No, then you turn it up even louder and laugh at him. I follow a
That's one way
British
to do
dude
it.
on my Instagram, and when I was waiting for you to open the door, he like went to like a wrestling show with his like nephews, and they're like 4 or 5 years old, and he's like, "Who did we see?" And they started naming wrestlers in this high pitched British child voice. It's hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. That accent is absurd.
I do
hilarious.
envy that accent. It seems
I don't
very
envy it. I don't want
really.
to talk. I don't want to talk.
I would love to have it.
But there's like hundreds of British accents.
Well, I want the good
A
one.
lot.
I want the good one. Yeah. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, the good one. I say they all sound the same, even though I know
Really?
you can. I don't know the areas of Britain.
Yeah, I don't know that, but I can tell which one
but I
sounds
can-
trashy
I
and
can
which
tell
one.
different.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell different.
Yeah.
You're gonna get 1,000 negative comments
No one
from
cares.
all of you.
No one cares.
Oh, can I
All
plug,
of the UK
Can I
is
plug
gonna
something?
get
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Actually, yeah, we should start to wrap this up. actually. What would you like to plug?
I am trying so hard to get Tesla to give me a free car.
Okay.
I have been tweeting at them and Elon Musk every day, and they have yet to respond. So I need everybody to follow me on Twitter at EverhartMusic.
I thought it's the Evan.
No, that's my
The Ethan
that's
Everhart.
my Instagram.
Oh, Twitter. Got it.
Yes,
Sorry.
this is Twitter.
Got it.
And like and share my post, and know that this is only for me.
Yeah.
Nobody else gets a free car. This is just me.
Fair.
Please, I'm begging.
But you'll give us rides in it, right?
Oh yeah, I won't have
Okay.
to pay for gas, so of course you can
Okay,
get free
perfect.
rides. Except you.
That's fine. I hate cars.
Good.
I'll take his.
You have shoes. Why would you have a car?
So I live in New York, baby.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah. Why would you own a car? We talked about this last
Yeah.
time.
Do any of your shoes have wheels on them?
No.
You don't have Heelys?
No. I don't.
What's the point of having 1,000 shoes if you don't have Heelys?
Eh,
You didn't watch those commercials on Nickelodeon when you
They
were
didn't
little?
age well, in my opinion.
Well, no.
Yeah, they didn't
Of course
last.
they didn't.
That's why I only collect classics.
Well, that is a classic.
Yeah. Nah. That was
It's a
fad.
vintage model.
Yeah, it's a fad. Actually, you know which sneaker I would buy with wheels on it? There was a sneaker. I don't know if you're. I know you're not a huge basketball fan. Basketball fan? Maybe not. Latrell Sprewell, a old school Knicks player, put out a shoe with a spinner rim embedded into the shoe,
Oh, you're
like you could
kidding,
spin it. So I would buy that.
That's, can you ride on it?
No, but like it's like on the side of the shoe, not on the sole. It's like
Oh, yeah, it's
built
like
into
built
the
in the side.
side.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
Like
you
It's like a
rims?
sneak out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like anytime you step, it'll
Spin?
Yeah,
That's kind of funny.
I like that. So if that ever
That's
comes
amazing.
back, I will purchase that. But no Heelys, no thanks. I'm not even a big rollerblade guy.
Really?
No. Yeah,
I
I'm not a
had
big skater.
rollerblades when I was little.
Yeah, so did I. But I was like, nah, no more.
And
Aline.
everybody didn't.
Oh,
Like
you,
immediately.
yeah,
It was
'cause
like, hey, we all got them, and then somebody's
wasn't
like, I have an
cool.
electric scooter. Fuck those.
oh yeah, the razors.
Those
That
were fun.
took
No,
off.
an electric one, not just
Oh, the
razor,
electric
the
one.
electric
Yeah, yeah. I heard those are bad news.
Everybody in my neighborhood got an electric scooter one summer, and I didn't.
They're so dangerous. They're dangerous.
Yeah, you heard about San Francisco. It has this whole new phenomenon of electric scooters just
I
popping
think a
up
lot
everywhere.
of West Coast city. LA does. I think Denver
And it's like
does.
annoying because it's unregulated. They're just like crashing into people because dumbasses just like don't obey any traffic laws, just like slamming into people.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
They also pretty much litter the streets. Like
Yeah,
I think the way
yeah.
by design you just leave them wherever.
Wherever. There's no regulation. It's crazy. I was like,
Well,
what?
I mean, it's like that's probably how like the city bikes work. Do they have that in New York?
yeah,
the city bikes?
except those are regulated.
Yeah,
They
but
have
it's-
stations for those.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'll
You have
it'll
to
be
go-
like that in a couple months.
Probably.
We'll see.
They'll be
Hopefully.
like, hey, buddy, we got to do something about these electric scooters, see?
Yeah, I think the argument one of the CEOs of the scooter companies made was, we're just innovating around the law. Basically breaking the law, but they were like, oh, we just like to innovate around the regulations.
You know,
I'm just
I
like,
it.
okay.
I like it.
What an amazing marketing department job.
Yeah,
that
no,
was.
he's got his screws right. But anyway, Aline, why don't you plug whatever, where can we find you as this
Oh.
noisy vacuum sways us?
So you can. Oh, that's nice. You closed the door.
There we go.
So the podcast that I do is called the Short Coat Podcast. It's by medical students, for medical students, or pre-med, or pretty much anyone who's interested in science or medicine. We joke around a lot and also talk about kind of some cool stuff happening in the science community or the medical community. It's hosted by Dave Etler, usually me, and then a bunch of med students, so check it out. It's good stuff.
Can we find you on any social media?
Yes, I think you can. I think I'm searchable on Facebook, but I don't have a Twitter or an Instagram. I think actually I have an Instagram for office memes. It's
Fair
for
enough.
Jameson to send me the office memes.
Boom,
Actually,
done.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, thanks guys for joining us. See you around. Peace. Let's go do some comedy.
This is my Nixon. This is me right after I resigned the presidency.
That's pretty good. Hey, that was fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it fun.